usually picture sports starting exactly like this: a worn-out ball on a dusty, sunlit pitch, far from the flashing lights of international stadiums. For a long time, physical education and school sports have been treated as a glorified recess, a way for students to burn off excess energy before getting back to the academic subjects. But that perspective ignores the reality of modern government spending. Uganda is currently pouring billions into projects like the specialized Tariot High Altitude Training Center and preparing to co-host the massive Africa Cup of Nations tournament in 2027. Why does a developing nation commit massive financial resources to sports infrastructure instead of limiting its focus strictly to traditional industries like agriculture or manufacturing? The answer is that athletics operate as a massive multi-billion shilling economic engine, engineered to drive job creation, rapid infrastructure development, and international diplomatic relevance. Producing an athlete capable of competing on the global stage rarely happens by accident. It requires a highly structured pipeline designed to extract and refine raw physical talent. This diagram maps out the sports development cycle, starting right down at the grassroots level. This is where local schools and community clubs act as the primary scouting grounds, identifying young athletes with natural potential. From those local fields, the talent moves upward through regional competitions, filtering out competitors until the very best reach the elite national tier, where they gain access to specialized training facilities. Overseeing this entire flow is the National Council of Sports. Acting under the Ministry of Education, this regulatory body monitors the various federations, ensuring that funding is handled transparently across every level of play. Without this oversight, even the most gifted local athletes would remain isolated in their home districts. The council provides the structural bridge required to turn unpolished local potential into a standardized national asset. Once that talent reaches the international stage, the financial mechanics shift entirely. Hosting a mega event like the upcoming AFCON 2027 requires analyzing the macroeconomics of sports. This map illustrates what economists call the multiplier effect. When tournament funds enter a city, they don't stay inside the stadium. The revenue flows directly outward, injecting cash into hospitality, local transport, media broadcasting, and regional manufacturing. The most permanent economic benefit comes from legacy infrastructure. Mandated upgrades to public roads, airports, and energy grids required to host the games remain fully operational, serving local citizens long after the final whistle blows. Competing internationally also generates immense soft power. When an elite athlete wins on the global stage, they grant Uganda immediate international visibility, making the country an attractive target for foreign diplomacy and tourism. Internally, that global visibility creates an immediate surge in social cohesion. Citizens from completely different backgrounds unify over a shared national identity when watching their team compete. Thoughtful, major international sports events operate as highly calculated diplomatic and economic investments. They yield permanent structural improvements, and they generate a deep, lasting global trust that traditional advertising simply cannot buy. To maintain this economic momentum, the Ugandan sports sector has to overcome a major hurdle, completely abandoning the mindset of traditional amateurism in favor of total professionalization. The modern sports industry is supported by a massive hidden career ecosystem. To keep athletes competitive, teams now rely on sports scientists, physiotherapists, facility managers, and specialized data analysts. Every physical mechanic is now tracked and optimized. Modern global competition relies entirely on scouting networks and performance analytics, opening up highly technical, sustainable career paths for youth who might never physically step onto a podium. When all these elements align, the grassroots scouting, the national infrastructure, and the professional analytics, the intricate system produces moments of undeniable global triumph. Physical education is your entry point into this sprawling economic engine. Whether your future is analyzing performance data, managing international facilities, or cheering from the stands, you are participating in a system that builds national wealth and cements your country's place in the world.